Uy pre, parang napag-isip-isip ko lang. Parang hindi yata magpapantay ang mga babae at lalaki sa kanilang karapatan.
Parang mali naman yung pag-iisip na ganyan, Brad. Gusto mo bang mabago ang iyong pananaw tungkol sa feminismo? Halina at panoorin ang ating munting vlog na pinangalan ng Feminism and Popular Culture. I know many of you are thirsty for new knowledge and new content. So today we're gonna talk about, that's right, feminism. So in layman's terms, feminism is equal rights for men and women, but we should go to the in-depth look at it. So it started in 18th century when Mary Wollstonecraft wrote about women's lack of rights, because while she was alive back then, women were not legally people, as they were considered property because men could beat their wife without any legal punishment behind it. So women were classed as property, they can't own property. So Mary Wollstonecraft, aka the mother of feminism, or as considered by the others, wrote the feminist philosophy. So in it, Wollstone responds to those educational and political theories of the 18th century who did not believe that women should receive the political rights and legal rights for men. She urges that women should have a position on building a society, which is right, because women are part of a society, and society cannot be built without women because the basic unit of a society is a family. So she urges that women have to have this same level of education to men because they're part of this nation building program done by everyone. So Wollstone maintains that they are human beings deserving the same fundamental rights as men. So we're not gonna take a look at the westernized version of feminism here. We're gonna take a look at the Filipino context.
Let's talk about the connections of popular culture and its feminism and the shared few common themes. First, they both went over imperialism and its effect. Second, they mention the roles and status of men and women in the different parts of the world. They touch upon how being raised in certain culture and can affect one's worldview. They taught how women and men interact with each other when they explain cultural and gender stereotypes. However, women's studies did go more in depth for double standards between the sexes, present hierarchies, gender and norms, gender rights, and sexuality. On the other hand, according to my friend, the culture course had more material or customs, language, food, lifestyle, expectations, and social status. Sa aking obserbasyon, pareho ng ilang mga kababaihan, ang mga kalalakihan, ang mga nagtatrabaho upang matugunan ang pangangailangan ng pamilya. May mga kababaihan tayong mga nagsisilbi na leader at namumuno sa lipunan. Kaya rin nilang mamuno at mapaunlad ang lipunan sa kanilang kinabibilangan.
What makes feminism here in the Philippines one of a kind? Here's the thing about the Philippines. We don't actually have gender equality. Men and women are treated differently in society. This is hardly even debatable. It is clear as day to see. But what we do have is a society that doesn't make a big deal out of it, like in many countries, particularly in the United States do. You see, people realize that men and women are different. Women are to be valued and treated with respect, and men are there to protect and provide for women and their families. This is the traditional point of view of Philippine culture, and everyone realizes that this is a smart, intelligent, logical, and fair point of view to take.
Hi everyone! I am Maria Mercedes M. Sabat from AB Pol Sci 2B. What makes feminism here in the Philippines one of a kind? Generally, don't make a big stink out of feminism. And thank God we don't, but still have a core gender view in our culture that is for the most part compatible with liberal gender equality ideas, meaning that most Filipinos are perfectly fine with women working doing well in the workplace, but recognizing that they are different from men and should be protected, afforded protection, and things like that. You could say that the reason for this because the Filipinos is generally conservative society, meaning that we honor the traditional view of things. It's important to note that even in Western societies, where there is now a terrible slant of gender inequality, thanks to crazy radical feminism and liberal societies used to have similar ideas of chivalry and protecting women, but Western society tend to be more liberal than Asian societies. And the result are pretty clear. You have mass hysteria and crazy feminism. Who think all white men are guilty? It's this ultra-liberal outlook that throws away the moral and culture that brought us to this point and civilization through the past several centuries that is causing these gender war issues. Thank you!
Hi guys, I'm Sophia Tanglaw. And my topic is, why is the feminist movements here in the Philippines ain't that much relevant here? Unlike many Western societies, the Philippines is deeply ingrained in the culture that women are not objects, possession, or inferior to men. Before the Spaniards came to the country, women are allowed to own land, have possession, inherit things from their parents, and even become heiresses to a position of leadership, or to attain that leadership through merit and ability. Women have as a rule always been revered and respected in Philippine society. And when the Spaniards came to colonize us for 300 years, they tried to impart their patriarchal society. And while they did on the surface, in truth, Filipinos never lost their respect and reverence for women. And women never became really bound or constrained by it. Even at young ages, Filipino girls often outperform their male peers in grades and scholastic achievements. I grew up in this kind of environment. I can attest to this fact from my personal experience, and I am not alone. When I graduated and worked for corporation, oftentimes I see more women in managerial and executive position than men. Women are achievers in Filipino society, and they always have been. And since women had their suffrage and earned the right to vote already, there really isn't much else for feminists to do in this country. Thank you, that's all.
Why is the feminist movements here in the Philippines ain't that much relevant here? Culturally, the Philippines has strong matriarchal tendencies, which have a patriarchal facade imposed by 3 centuries of Spanish colonial rules. There is no official oppression of women, and they have won suffrage rights over 1 century ago, along with other Western democracies. While men take up many leadership roles, women are not prevented from doing so if they wanted to, and are often more influenced us. The power behind the throne. Within Filipino family life, the mother is often charged of household finances, demanding the immediate surrender of the father income to pay the household expenses. If the father, the sole breadwinner, then she gives if an allowance to spend for his hobbies and vices. If both parents are employed, it is often the wife who set the family budget for next week or fortnight, while they both plan their savings or future long-term expenditures, such as buying a house or setting up a business. If it's the household financial arrangement is not agreed by the husband, and if he withholds money without her knowledge or approval, there can be family spats and the long-term strife. The above financial setup in the family teaches the Filipino kids to accept the role women have in the family, and they grow up accepting that both men and women have equal status in the society. Even women or mothers are single. They are not expressed or oppressed, but allowed to rise any of the higher job positions they qualified for to set up their companies. Filipinos don't object if a woman wants to become president of the association, barangay captain, or military officer. Anyone will try to object against a potential leader or employed because of sex or gender would be bought by the rest of the members. That equally also benefits men who might want to join professions that were traditionally assigned to or expected of women. For instance, there is no restriction for men who want to be nurses of the women who want to become a police officer.
Summarize the vlog for our content today. So here's the thing. The Filipino women are always been an achiever in our society, no matter how the time period dictates it. Spaniards tried to extinguish the respect and the equality between the male and female. It did not succeed. The flame of respect wasn't extinguished. And since women here have always have the right of suffrage and already earned the right of vote already, there is really a lot of things about feminists that they should do it. I'm gonna leave this line my all viewers there, especially men. You don't need to be a woman to be a feminist. You just need to be human to treat them humanly. So that's all. I hope you guys like this vlog. Please like and subscribe and click the notifications below. Thank you.